So lots of people speaking about Romano being vocal on Virgil van Dijk. And look, there is the international break coming up now, of course, after this weekend. There's been a bit of chatter that the club are going to try to double down and get some of the contracts sorted during that little bit of a break. And hopefully they do. You know, of all the players, surely Van Dijk's the one that you got to keep at the club. There's just no sensible reason. Same with Mohamed Salah in my view, and I'm sure in yours as well. But yeah, we got to get that one sorted, and hopefully we will get some news soon, because no, they can't keep putting it off, can they? It's not much longer to go. So I'm trying to be upbeat and positive tonight, because there's been enough negativity from me and lots of other people. But I refuse to believe there isn't a plan somewhere in all of this. Just whether we agree with that plan or not, I guess, is a whole another conversation. I'm so confused by it all. I really am. I'm trying to figure it out. I hope we do get some clarity over this next couple of weeks in the international break, because yes, it does give the club a chance to, I guess, take a breather and sort this out. But my question is, and I don't mean that, well, yeah, I do mean this to be a bit shitty actually. Why do we have to wait for an international break? Because the players still got to be playing with their countries. And yes, Liverpool might have a bit of a breather, but what on earth has Richard Hughes been doing anyway? Like, that's a question that I must get asked probably more than any other. What is it that Hughes has been doing? So again, why are we waiting for an international break to try and get it done? I just hope it does get done. Tom Sharkey said, I think the peak Liverpool would have seen off Paris Saint-Germain. What do you think, Craig? Read a very pro FSG article by James Pearce, one of the biggest brown nose articles I've seen. So I did come on tonight trying to promise myself I wouldn't go on a rant about the journalists again, because I'm sure people are fed up with me doing it time after time, week after week. But I read the same article that you're on about in The Athletic. I'm just sticking to the I'll believe everything when I see it situation at the minute. There is an acceptance, and I'm going to read this out actually from, I think it's Ian Doyle, that we probably won't keep all three of the lads. And I don't know if they feel one in particular is going to go, maybe Trent, but there does seem to be a bit of an acceptance now finally coming from the journalists that Liverpool may well lose some of them. So this piece here, credited to Ian Doyle of the Echo, said, Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent, all of whom at present are set to become free agents in the summer. It's increasingly unlikely all three will stay. Trent is pondering an offer from Real Madrid. So on this, right, I mentioned this in my video earlier on today. He has the cheek to write, it's increasingly unlikely all three will stay, when all season the narrative from Lynch, from Doyle, from Gorst and from many others has been that Liverpool are confident that they'll stay. Liverpool are confident that the boys want to be here and they'll get contracts sorted out. Now, when reality's starting to dawn, all of a sudden, the attitude's changing. Why? Why change now? What's changed in the background that makes these guys now start to question the possibility of all three staying? Is it because they finally realised that FSG have been pulling the wool over their eyes with regard to the contract negotiations? Or are they finally accepting that maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold is perhaps more likely to go to Madrid? Either way, at least there's starting to be an admission now. But again, like I've said all season, it's always been the belief from lots of people that the three of them won't sign. We've all hoped that they sign, but at least there's now acknowledging the fact that they may not sign all three. But it still doesn't excuse the club's failures to sort this problem out a lot earlier. And that's the thing that winds me up as a fan. I want pushback. I want them to be asking, well, what's happened? How did we get to this situation? Did we really try to renew the three contracts? I've got a feeling that the Trent situation was done ages ago. And again, we're just playing it out so Trent gets his farewell and doesn't have to deal with a hostile environment or people maybe hissing him or booing him and stuff like that. But again, I think it's all going to come very clear in the next few weeks, and then people are going to be able to make up their own minds. What's happening with the contracts? Well, a couple of things. So we've got some journalists finally admitting it's unlikely all three stay. Hi, Echo boys. But there's also been articles to say that Liverpool intend to use the international break. I'll read this one out to you. From TBR Football, said Liverpool will use the international break to make a renewed push to try and hammer out terms with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. Nothing there about Trent. So let me read that again to you. Liverpool will use the international break to make a renewed push to try and hammer out terms with Virgil van Dijk and Mohamed Salah. TBR Football understands. Nothing about Trent. So are we to just give up on Trent at this point? Is there finally an acceptance across the board that Trent is going? Because again there, even what gets me about the lads at the Echo, or many of the journalists that cover Liverpool, is they won't go out on a limb. They'll say it's unlikely all three will stay, but they won't say what they know or what they think. If they don't think all three will stay, who do you think isn't going to stay? Just come out and say it's going to be Trent, and then let everybody deal with the situation. Hey Craig, I hope you're well. I am Dave, thank you. I'm really starting to get pissed with FSG, Edwards, etc. really trying to destroy this team of ours. I don't care who we buy. If Mo and Virgil leave, say goodbye to challenging for the title next year. I agree. I agree, mate. Look, we had a discussion last night where we said there's every chance that the work that Edwards and Hughes do may pay off down the line. I'm absolutely open to that. But like you've said and many others said, we don't want to have a season where once again we win the league and it's an outlier. And then we fall away again and we're third or fourth next year. We want to defend it. And I agree with you, sir. We have to keep hold of Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk to give us the best chance to do that next season. I would say most people probably agree with you on that one, Dave. For me, though, the one, like, the absolute minimum is Virgil. I just think there's no world right now that we could change centre-back and be competitive next year to win. I just don't see it without Virgil. So, but I do agree with you. I'm starting to feel like this bangs of a big money saving exercise again, Dave, from these owners. But look, you know my take on the owners. Cheap, cheap, cheap. I say over and over and over and over again. But I think there is no escape in this summer, because everybody's been told what to expect, which is a load of dough spent, big changes. So there's no hiding place. But the question I ask everybody is, if they don't sign the contracts for Virgil, Mo and Trent, how do you sell that? Because there's no world where you can say, well, we let these lads go because we want to refresh the age of the squad and we're going out to buy these lads. There's just no world fans are going to accept that. Because we've seen these lads have a brilliant season. Virgil still looks as good as ever. I just can't understand how they could sell this to the fan base. And that, well, it's not my problem. It's not your problem, but it's something that they're going to have to consider. Heard all this last international October. If FSG want to sign some lads for pennies and pray they turn into stars. Monkstown Glass, I agree. I agree. We've had so many conversations this season where it started off, well, we have to get these contracts done by the end of the summer transfer window. That wasn't done. Then it was Christmas. We were getting the Christmas unveiling, remember? That wasn't done. Then it was going to be done during the January window. That wasn't done. And now here we are in March time and same old, same old. Now, to make it even worse, and I don't mean to be a doom and gloom merchant, but I got to report what's out there. I would say to take this source with an incredible pinch of salt. But Sports Zone, published in Get French Football News, say Ibrahima Konate would certainly prefer to join Paris Saint-Germain than extend with Liverpool. The Merseyside club are aware of this and are going to submit a new contract renewal offer for the France international. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Ibu wants to leave Liverpool and go play for Paris Saint-Germain. I know he's a Paris boy, don't get me wrong. But he's also a formidable centre-half at a club where he's idolised, a club where he loves playing. But it does make you think again, how have we not got these done? You know, right now, there's the three lads, then you've got Kelleher, who's got 1 year to go, you've got Konate, who's got 1 year to go, you've got Diaz, who's got 2 years to go, but looks like he's angling for a move. It just baffles me that there isn't any of them being done. And I don't believe it's an accident, and I don't believe it's because people are asking for too much. I believe it's intentional from Hughes, Edwards and those higher up at the club. Craig, I think that's just his agent subtly forcing PSG to get on with it. Or excuse me, FSG to get on with it. I should hope so. Look, again, I'm baffled. Like today, we finally seen Joshua Kimmich sign the terms of his new deal. So, Bayern Munich had 4 players who were running down deals and they got every single one of them sorted while still being in the Champions League, while still being top of the Bundesliga. How is it we can't do it? Manuel Neuer, Jamal Musiala, Joshua Kimmich and Alphonso Davies. All done mid-season. And I would say for big money as well. But we can't get one done. But we're working on it though. You know, we're working on it. Priority number 1 for Richard Hughes. They're working on it.